Determining the data requirements is fundamental to support asset management. Asset data should at least provide information on the extent of the asset and its potential maintenance liabilities, as well as supporting any critical decisions that need to be made relating its management. Our company defined several requirements: how the data supports the approach to asset management, data quality, cost of data collection, and estimate the value of data.
Pothole podría ser definido como un fallo estructural en una parte localizada del pavimento. Es un tema que concierne a mucha gente y están muy preocupados por él. La opinión pública considera que los caminos viales y para ciclistas es un tema muy importante. Su coste depende progresivamente del coste en mantenimiento, pero también de las interrupciones en el tránsito de personas. Los mecanismos de rotura podrían ser desde arriba hacia abajo o desde abajo hacia arriba. Si es de abajo hacia arriba, como podemos ver aquí, por ejemplo, sería por un tema de agua. La presión de agua va a producir que se produzca el bache. Los baches son también un problema de seguridad porque pueden afectar al tema de accidentes. Su ritmo de deterioro depende del espesor de la estructura. Por lo tanto, espesores mayores van a tardar más en producirse.
machine is easily constructed, robust and straightforward to use. As you can see from the video, the Merlin consists of a metal frame with the wheel at the front and handles and the foot at the rear. Attached to the frame there is a pivoted movable arm which has a probe at one end which rests on the road surface halfway between the wheel and the rear foot. The pointer from the other hand moves over a prepared chart which consists of columns each 5 mm wide and divided into boxes. The arm is pivoted close to the probe so that a vertical displacement of the probe of 1 mm will produce a displacement of the pointer of 1 cm. Before starting to measure the roughness, the Merlin has to be calibrated. The position of the probe has to be vertically and laterally adjusted so that it is correctly aligned with the front and rear feet. To carry out the alignment, the Merlin has to be turned upside down so that the moving arm is free. A piece of string has to be stretched between the bottom of the tire and the bottom of the rear foot. When the probe is vertically aligned, the bottom of the probe has to touch the string and the pointer must be at the center of the chart. As for the lateral alignment, the string has to run along the center of the bottom of the probe. The next step is to check the amplification factor and to adjust the value of D. The Merlin is rested with the probe on a smooth surface and the position of the pointer is carefully marked by a line. The probe is then raised and a metal calibration block 6 mm thick is placed under the probe, which is then lowered onto it. The new position of the pointer is marked. Now the scaling factor can be calculated by multiplying the thickness of the block by 10 and dividing everything by the space between the two marks. After identifying all the defects and storing them in the Excel database, they had to be transformed into percentages. All the data had to be processed with the help of a specialized software to determine the proper order in which the sections should be treated. To do this, the KAH software was used. Besides helping in the prioritization of treatments, KAH allows users to calculate the budget needed for the treatment of each section. Following the setting up of the district and selection of the road class, all subsections and their features, type, length and width were added, exactly as shown on the network inventory map. The next step was to define the different types of surfaces encountered on the network, the hierarchy of the traffic levels and their weighting, information that later allowed the specification of different road maintenance standards.
All the defects identified on the road network had to be correctly defined in the software. For example, roughness was allocated a code, a short description, and a unit of measurement, which for all the defects was agreed to be a percentage. More weight was attributed to the defects that have a greater negative impact on road user costs and ride quality. After that, treatment's definition had to be created. For each treatment, it was decided if it would be applied on all the subsection or only on the damaged area. Because of cost-effective reasons, the treatment defined as overlay was applied on the entire subsection, while patching and sealing only on damaged areas. A unit cost was also assigned to each type of treatment. All the defects that were going to be fixed by applying a certain treatment had to be selected, as well as priority between treatments.
For treatments to work, two separate intervention groups were created. one for bituminous surfaces and one for block pavement, each of them with its particular defect groups. For every defect, a trigger level was chosen, so that a predefined treatment will be applied in case the trigger levels were exceeded. Trigger levels were adjusted according to the traffic class, since traffic has the most negative impact on the rate of deterioration. With defects, treatments, and trigger levels defined, the next phase was to enter all the defects for each lane of its subsection. All the defects were entered from the field defect records. After all the defects were inserted, the final report was generated. The software prioritizes the treatment of the sections by the level of defectiveness and according to the specified trigger levels. In this case, the software suggested that the subsections which require immediate treatment are subsections number 4, 5, and 1, while subsections such as 8, 10, 11, 12, or 13 do not require any kind of intervention. This map represents the treatment selection for all the university network. This table shows the cost per subsections in a prioritized order.